Hey everyone, it's Christian Girl Kelly, and I did something very recently. I was meeting with my international students, and there's a student board for the club, the international club at my school. So, I am new in the community, and one of the things that you have to do when you're new in any place is you have to observe, to watch, to listen, to really get a sense of how things work in a new environment. And with my students, they are excellent. I mean, smart, keen. They're very organized. They are a group of people who are definitely on the top of their game. They understand how things work, how they've worked, and for my student leaders, they have a pretty good sense of how to move forward. But one of the things that I recognized pretty early was that they had a good idea of how to move forward based on what they were doing before. And in any organization, you need a strong foundation. You need a base. But I started to get this sense after a couple of conversations and a couple of meetings and a couple of just watching how things went, a couple of looking through some documents that I think that we could do something a little bit next level. And so what did I do? After, some time with the students, I decided for this particular board meeting, before we get in front of a lot of events this year, one of our biggest events that they'll be planning, I'm going to start this meeting. Now, they take control of everything. It's really their club. I think of myself as a support person, as someone who is the adult, the official adult, and who is supporting and helping them grow. And I thought, okay, in this moment, I've seen enough to know that there is a way that we need to grow. And so I played the song Level Up by Ciara. If you know it, you know it, right? It was a song that was very popular on the airwaves and for some time ago. And, I just played this at the very beginning. I said, if you guys don't mind, I want to play this song. And so, the song comes on. And I asked them, does anyone recognize this song? And half of them did, half of them didn't. Remember that they're international students. And so for many of them, there's some like pop cultural things that they are attuned with and others that, they just don't have any interactions with. And so I explained to them what the song was, who was by, and what it means to level up. Okay, so whether you like the song or not, or you listen to it or not, the idea is that we're going to the next level. We know that we have something good going right now, but we're going to level up and we're going to do something even bigger, even stronger, even more incredible than what we've seen from our own selves in the past. And so this is the thing right now. There are a lot of us, and I would include myself, who have been doing pretty good. We've been doing pretty well coasting on our own abilities, on our talents, on, whatever job we've been on or whatever school level that we're on right now, or, whatever it may be in terms of starting business, and things have been going, pretty evenly keeled. And we're dependent on that. Like, even faith-wise, those of us who are believers, some of us have been coasting on the same prayers and coasting on the same behaviors, the same actions for a while now. And we good. And you know what we say in our culture, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay, but that's culture. Is it scripture? Well, let's talk a little bit more about this. I think about a woman, a very, very important woman, not even just in Christian culture, but also in Jewish culture. This woman is celebrated, right? And her name is Esther, Queen Esther. And there's something that's really interesting, many things interesting about the story of Esther. She has a whole book in the Bible, and she is a woman who at the end of the day saved her people. But she didn't save her people, of course, through her own strength. It was God. But there was something that she had to decide within herself. And I would say, if you were to ask me, Esther knew how to level up. Stay with me because I'm going to get there, okay? So Esther, for those who don't know, Esther, she's just at the very beginning, but she's just a regular woman, right? It starts off with a king, because she's not a queen when she starts off, right? She wasn't born into royalty in that sense, right? She was just a beautiful young maiden in the kingdom, and something happens within the household of the king and queen. They have a major disagreement. You can read the story, and so now the current queen, falls out of favor with the king. And he decides that he wants to, after hearing from the different council people that's all around him, they're like, man, I know it didn't work out with the first queen. She was disrespectful. You should get another beautiful woman. And so this is what they do. They do a call out, all the women who, right? They get a call out to all the young maidens. And they decide on a couple that they're going to get beauty treatments, and they're in the palace and they're getting prepared. And then the king at the end decides on one. Well, Esther is chosen. She's beautiful, right? So she starts off and she becomes queen, presumably because of her beauty. And of course, there's probably other things that she presented, and she presented well, and other things that made sense to the king to choose her. But her thing was being beautiful. That's what she could have rested on for the rest of her life. If she was beautiful, she continued to be beautiful. And if she continued to do things according to what the king said to do, she was going to be straight. She was going to be good to go. But Esther was presented with a little bit of an issue. It was found that her entire people would be wiped out. Now, the king didn't know that Esther was a Jew. Okay, so he didn't know that he sent out a decree to destroy people, all of the Jewish people under his reign, and that his wife was actually part of this group, right? But she could have just looked out for herself, rested on her laurels, did what she did to get to that position, and just stay there. But Esther leveled up. And how did she level up? She got in the door because she was beautiful. But she kept that door open and saved her entire people by using something that was a level up move, and that was her intellect. Now, they didn't know that she was smart. They didn't know that Esther was smart. She was a smart woman, and she was a woman overall. All the things that she possessed, she believed in God. She knew that she was part of God's chosen people. And so she used that heart, that heart for God, and she used that mind, that intellect, to figure out a way, maneuver, so that she could convince her husband to take away this decree and save her people. Now, she put her neck out, like literally. She could have been killed because she did some things. Specifically, she presented herself in front of the king when she was not called upon, right? That was a big no-no. Like, anyone who did that, they could be executed. She did it. She leveled up. And because of her faithfulness, because she just didn't just rest on her laurels, just because she knew she was safe, she was able to get to the next level of respect in her kingdom, amongst her people, right? And she saved lives. People's lives were at stake. Now, of course, there are no life and death decisions that my students are making. Can be compared to the story of Esther in that way. But the idea that I really wanted to bring to my students was, hey, we can reach more students if we level up. We can really draw more people into what we're doing if we level up. We can be stronger ourselves if we level up. So the question is, what are you resting on? What has got you by so far that you're so comfortable that you're not ready to go to the next level? Or you just don't see the point in putting in any extra effort? Is it time for you to level up? whether it be in your professional life, whether it be in your relationships, and of course, spiritually. It's always time to level up. It's always time to try to bring that relationship closer just with our own faithfulness and our own trust in God. And so that's it for today. I hope that you are leveling up, whether you ever listen to the song or not. Just know that Esther is a great example of this. Hopefully you have other examples in your community around you of people who have moved themselves further, not just with their own strength and their own might, but because of their heart for the Lord, or their heart, their faithfulness, and their intellect, right? And whatever else they have going for them, because honestly, many of us are gifted with so many different abilities, and it's time to stop just resting on them. It's Christian Girl Kelly. See you next time. We're going, you know how they've been doing level up, level up, level up, level up. That was kind of how we did it, or I did it, because my students, they were just looking because they were really serious. They didn't know that I was going to start the meeting off like that. Well, she should do something like that. Something like that. So, fun fact. My sister is the one who introduced me to the song Level Up. We were at a family reunion. It was downtown. We had gone back to the hotel, and she was like, yo, let's do the Level Up challenge. I'm like, who don't know about it? She shows me some videos of people doing the Level Up challenge. I'm like, oh, okay. I love the energy. I like the message of the song, but I'm not gonna be twerking on nobody's videos to upload. No, 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 no. It's not gonna happen. And then funny enough, here I am talking about the song sometime later. How that thing goes sometimes, life.